Okay, welcome everyone. This is the review for the second week of our class. And in this past week, we talked about major suit open. No, this is the third week, right? I'm losing track. Yeah, we talked about major suit openings and responses last week, minor suit openings and responses this week. So, yeah, I've got the wrong notes. I'm just looking at. So, yeah, we're talking about minor suit openings this week. So, anyway, let's get started off with a little bit of a review about where we've been so far in our class. So, let's take a look just as a reminder. Okay, the first thing we talked about is how we value our hands, how we can tell how much our hand is worth. And this is what we use throughout bridge from now on till the end of the days that you play bridge. So an ace is 4 points, a king is 3 points, a queen is 2 points, and a jack is 1 point. Plus, remember, we add 1 point for every card over 4 in a suit. So if you have 5 cards in a suit, you add an extra 6 cards, you add 2 more. You do that for every suit you have in your hand that's over 4 cards long. So when we get through doing it, we will have counted up the face cards in our hand plus any extra length that we have in our hand. And we remember that in a deck, because of these points 4, 3, 2, 1, that's 10 points in each suit. There are 4 suits. There are 40 points in a deck. Plus, there can be some extra points for the fact that people have shortness. But usually we kind of just think about the 40 because we are not too sure how many extra length points there are. Sometimes there are a lot of length points. Everybody has a real distributional hand. Sometimes there are only 1 or 2 length points. Everybody's hand is pretty flat. Most usually it's 4 or 5, something like that, length points that can be counted. Before I move on, I did want to remind you guys about one thing real quick. We talked about this. Oh, let me unshare for a second. We talked about this guest membership with the American Contract Bridge League from the beginning. And I just want to make sure that everybody, I hope, has filled this out and has gotten their guest membership. If you have any questions about it, or if you're having problems with it, please let me know. But I did want to make sure to remind you guys about that. Okay, now the reason that we are figuring out how to value our hand is we have to go through a bidding process with our partner to go back and forth to answer 2 questions. The 2 questions that we're trying to answer while we're bidding are how high do we belong? How far up the bidding ladder should we be? And where do we belong? Do we belong in a suit? If so, which suit is it? Or do we belong in no trump? If we have the magic fit, remember, if we can find that we have 8 cards in a suit, that's the magic fit. That's what we want. 7 is not quite enough. That's just the other people have 6. But if we have 8, they only have 5. So that's enough to dominate that suit. And so we look for a magic fit of 8. When we're doing our bidding back and forth with for both major suits and minor suits, what we're trying to do is give our partner a picture of our hand as far as how many points we have and what our suit is. That question, those questions of how high and where. And we are doing this to decide how far up the bidding ladder we could be and where we need to stop. And you'll remember the bidding ladder that we've talked about. We can start down at 1 and go up We can never go back down the ladder. We can jump up the ladder. We don't have to do the next bid up, but it always has to be something higher. And our goal is to figure out how many points we have between us, because each level on the bidding ladder shows a few more points. If we have more points, we can go higher. If we only have 20 or 21 points, that's about the same as the opponents have, right? Out of the total of 40. So we don't want to be any higher than the one level, and they could probably be at the one level too. So, we want to, as we're bidding back and forth with, as telling our partner, and we're getting a picture of our partner's hand, and we're telling partner about our hand, if we find we do not have much, we're going to stop very quickly. If we find out we have a little bit more, we can still keep going up the ladder to explore. And what we're learning now, when we're learning about major suit openings and minor suit openings, we're learning what the meanings of those bids are as we're going up the ladder. So what we're telling our partner with each bid that we make, because with every bid, you both give information, and usually you do not deny having something else. So you have to figure out what all these bids mean. There are 3 points on the bidding ladder that you just kind of need to remember. One of them is 3 no trump, because that is a game at no trump. You get bonus points for that. You're going to get points for everything you bid below 3 no trump. You will get points, but you get maximum points if you bid to the game level of 3 no trump, 4 hearts or 4 spades, 5 clubs, and 5 diamonds. Now, we really like no trump because we only have to take 3 tricks, which you remember is 6, the base or book of 6 plus 3. That's what we mean when we bid 3 no trump, that we're going to take 9 tricks. But so 3 no trump is a game, 4 hearts and 4 spades is a game, and 5 clubs and 5 diamonds is a game, but look how high it is on the bidding ladder. You can only lose 2 tricks if you are going to bid 5 clubs or 5 diamonds and try to get those bonus points. So usually, rather than doing that, we try to bid 3 no trump if we can, because it's so much lower. The problem with bidding no trump is that if you don't have a stopper, a high card in every suit to keep the opponents from being able to take all their tricks in that suit and just run the suit out, then that's a dangerous situation to be in. Therefore, we like to try to wind up the bidding in hearts or spades. Hearts or spades are the primary place we're looking for. If we can't do hearts or spades, then we like to wind up in no trump. And if we can't do either one of those, then we'll wind, and diamonds or clubs are really our suit, then we'll wind up there. But we don't wind up in a game there too often, because we have to have a lot of points. See, 29 to 32 points. We can only lose 2 tricks. So that's why the preferences are built into our bidding about where we would like to wind up if we can. That's why we have some of the priorities we have about bidding, because the first thing we want to find is a major suit fit. Then we want to see if no trump is going to work. Then we give up and say, all right, we'll play in a minor suit. So let's remind ourselves about the major suit openings. And the first thing that we kind of need to talk about is when we are opening the bidding at the 1 level, 1 club, 1 diamond, 1 heart, 1 spade, or 1 no trump, anything at the 1 level, you are saying to your partner, I have somewhere between 13 points, which is an opening hand, and 21 points. If we have a really big hand, we've got more than half the points in our hand, 22 or more points. We make a special bid of 2 clubs. 2 clubs doesn't mean clubs. It's an artificial bid that just means I have a bunch of points. We don't talk about it in this class. That's for later classes because it doesn't come up that much. But that is why when you bid one club, one heart, one diamond, one spade, one no trump, you are limiting your hand to somewhere between 13 points, which is an opening hand, and 22 points, that really big bid where we start bidding at two clubs. So when we have that wide range of 13 to 21 points, that's pretty wide range. So there is a bid, one no trump, which is a very limited bid. It means 15 to 17 points and no more than one doubleton, which is two in a suit, no more than that. It means basically it's a balanced hand. You've got cards in every suit. We're going to talk more about no trump week after next. So we haven't really talked about how we bid no trump yet. But just remember, no trump, that one no trump bid, because it's so specific, is our first choice of a bid to make. Because we can describe our hand in one bid, 15 to 17 points, balanced hand. You know, if all of the bids in bridge could be just describing your hand with exactly one thing, bridge would be a lot easier. On the other hand, you'd need, 500 bids to be able to do that. But we do have one special bid for one no trump, 15 to 17, balanced hand. Our first thing we consider is, can we open one no trump? If we have 13 to 21 points, we think, oh, do I have a no trump hand? If you don't, your second priority, your second thing you want to bid is one of a major. If you open one of a major, and remember, majors are hearts and diamonds. If you open one of a major, that means that you've got between 13 and 21 points, and you also have 5 cards in the major suit. So you have at least 5 hearts or 5 spades and somewhere between 13 and 21 points. We'll also learn as we go on that really sometimes 12, even 11 points, is good. But for consistency, we'll say 13 points is for opening. So your first priority is, if you can bid a major suit, you bid a major suit. If you don't have no trump, you don't bid a minor suit. Even if you have a long minor suit, you don't bid it if you have a major suit that you can bid. So actually, that's pretty easy, because it's opening is pretty easy to decide. You've either got a no trump hand, or you've got a 5-card major, in which case you bid that, or you don't have a no trump hand or a 5-card major, in which case you bid your better minor suit. We'll talk about that in a minute, but the openings are pretty easy. Responses get a little bit more difficult, because then we kind of branch out into more possibilities. So if your partner has opened one of a major suit, your first priority when they have done that is to raise the partner's suit, the opener's suit, if you can. If you can do that, it means that you have 3 cards in his suit. Remember, he is opened with 5. He's promised 5 if he opened a heart or a spade. Our magic fit is 8. So if you have 3 in the suit, you know you have a magic fit. And you want to go there from the very beginning, because that's the most important thing, is to find that major fit, to know where you belong. You belong in a major suit if you have a fit. Now, before you do anything else, though, if you have that fit, you need to revalue your hand using what we call dummy points or shortness points. Because remember, if your partner has opened a heart or a spade and you're going to raise that suit, you're going to agree that we play in hearts or spades, you're going to be the dummy. And because the dummy is going to be down on the board for everybody to see, and it's usually the shorter of the trump suit, it is valuable for you to have shortness someplace else in your hand. Like if you're going to be bidding hearts between you and your partner, and you only have 1 diamond or no diamonds, you can trump a diamond early on before you pull all the trump in, you can trump a diamond early on, and that's the same as having an ace. If you have no diamonds, it's as good as an ace, because when diamonds are led, you can put a little trump on it right away. Because this is true, because shortness on the dummy side is important and valuable, we revalue dummy's hand, not the first person's hand, not the opener's hand, but the dummy's hand. We revalue it, giving 5 for a void, which is none in a suit, 3 for a singleton, that's 1 in a suit, and 1 extra point for a doubleton, that's 2 in the suit. We do that instead of whatever length points we were counting earlier. We revalue, getting rid of the length points and adding the shortness points. Once you have done that, you've revalued your hand. Now, with 0 to 5, you'll just pass. Don't bid anything. With 6 to 9 or 10, you will do a single raise. So 1 heart, 2 hearts. 1 spade, 2 spades. You just raise 1 level with that minimum 6 to 9 points or 6 to 10 points in support for your partner's suit. If you have a little bit more, 10 to 12 or 11 or 12, you can do a double raise. You'll jump up. So 1 heart, 3 hearts. 1 spade, 3 spades. You jump over a level. That shows partner, you've got 10 plus points. That is called a limit raise. We'll hear that term more in the future. Limit raise, 10 to 12. So you'll tell your partner that, and that describes your hand. Now, if we have 13 or more, think about this. If we have 13 in our hand and partner has 13 in their hand, where are we on the bidding ladder? We're way up here at the 4 level. 13 plus 13, 26. We've got enough for a game in hearts or spades. Opening hand versus opening hand is a game. You know that right off the bat. If your partner makes a bid, opening bid, and you've got 13 points, the first thing you say to yourself is, good. We've got a game. I know that. I'm not going to let us stop bidding until we go to game. So you would think you could just jump to game. And actually, the way Audrey Grant covers it in this basic book, she has you jumping to game. But most people play, after you've played for just a little while, you learn that you don't want to just jump to game, because you may be even above game, like at a slam level. So you will bid a new suit first, your best suit. We don't care what suit you bid next, because really you are never going to play in that suit. You know that. Your partner may take it seriously for a minute, but you're going to, when you get back to bid again, you will let them know, no, I had an opening hand and we're going to play a game in the first suit you bid. So the only reason you're telling them a new suit is because you want to hear what they say next. Because we don't bid a new suit at the raise to game right away, we have a special meaning for a raise to 4. So 1 heart, 4 hearts, 1 spade, 4 spades doesn't really mean a game strong hand. What it means is that you have a lot of the suit that partner bid and less than 10 points. It means you have at least 5 hearts or spades, but you have a minimum supporting hand. That's what 1 heart, 4 hearts, or 1 spade, 4 spades means. It's the weak freak. It's not a strong bid. It's a weak bid. So when we have 13 or more points and we know we're going to go to game, we've got support for our partner, we bid a new suit first. Because a new suit by responder, and that's who we are, a new suit by responder is always forcing. Partner has to bid something else. So once they bid something else, they will give you more information about their hand. Then you can decide where you belong, and then you'll just jump to 4. Or there's some other things you can do that we'll learn later to more easily identify how high you belong. We don't really talk much about bidding beyond game in this class. It's kind of beyond the scope of this class, but that's why you're bidding the new suit first, so that you can find out if you have a slam possibility and explore some things about the slam possibilities. Okay, so again, reminder, we're talking about partner has opened one heart or one spade. If we have at least 3 cards in partner suit, we are going to raise partner suit right away. If we have 6 to 10, we just raise it 1 level. If we have 10 to 12, we raise it 2 levels. If we have this weak freak, we just jump to 4. Otherwise, we bid a new suit. If we've got 13 points, we bid a new suit. Now, the new suit that we bid could mean many things. So partner doesn't know when we bid the new suit, when it goes 1 heart, 2 diamonds by partner, we don't know what that means yet. So we just have to bid our hand, giving more information about our hand. And we'll talk about that in just a minute, what that information is. But the 2 diamond bid could mean that you have support and we're going to go to game, or it could mean you don't have support, but you do have diamonds and 10 or more points. So, we don't know. We have to keep bidding back and forth. That's why this is a conversation until we figure out where we belong. If you do not have 3 cards in partner suit, you cannot raise partner suit, then your second priority is to bid a new suit yourself. Okay. And we will not have revalued our hand with those dummy points. Remember, we only do that if we're supporting partner. So to bid a new suit, if you bid at the 1 level, it promises just 6 points. That's all you're promising, and a 4-card suit. But think about this. If you are starting at the level of heart or spade, you're already pretty high up the bidding level in the one level. You skipped over clubs and diamonds. So if you bid a heart, there's only 1 suit that can be new suit that can be bid at the 1 level, and that's spades. If my partner has opened spades, I have no suits that I could bid at the 1 level. To bid a new suit at the 1 level only requires 6 points. But if I have to go to the 2 level, I have to have 10 plus points, 10 or 11 points. So 1 heart, 1 spade, I might have 10, 11, 12, whatever points, but I'd just be promising 6. Got at least 6. But 1 heart, 2 diamonds, or 1 spade, 2 clubs, when I go to the 2 level, I'm promising 10 points.
Sally, can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is there ever a situation where so that it opens at 1 spade and then you don't have, your partner does not have 3 cards to support it, so then has to go to a minor suit, but has less than 6 points, and you can't go down the ladder, but you don't have enough to go up the ladder? What do you do?
You go right down here to our last priority, which is bidding no trump.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So the responding a new suit, if you have to go to the 2 level, you're promising at least 10 points. You only have to have 4 cards in all these new suits unless you're going to name hearts. And if you're going to name hearts at the 2 level, you need to have 5. This is kind of hard to remember, but if you are the responder and are going to bid hearts at the 2 level, and remember, this would only occur if partner had opened 1 spade. Partner opens 1 spade and you don't have support for spades, but you have 5 hearts, you can bid it at the 2 level. If you just have 4 hearts, you can't bid it at the two level, you would be promising 5 then. So you need to find something else to bid first. It also reminds us that, because this is true throughout, if you are picking between equal length suits, if you have 2 4-card suits, you go up the line. That means you bid the lower one first, then the higher one. So if I have 10 points and I want to bid either clubs or diamonds, and I have 4 clubs and 4 diamonds, partners open one of a major. If I have 4 each, I'll bid clubs first. If I have 5 each, I bid the higher one, so I would bid diamonds. If they're not equal, I bid the longer one. But so it's only if they're equal length, and I have to decide which one to bid. If they're both 4, I bid lower. If they're both 5, I bid higher. And then if I can't do any of that, if I don't have a new suit I can bid at the 2 level or the 1 level, but I do have between 6 to 10 points, then I'm going to bid 1 no trump. And 1 no trump is kind of the last resort. 1 no trump says, partner, I don't have support for your suit. I don't have a 4-card or longer suit I can bid at the 1 level, and I don't have 10 points, so I can go to the 2 level. So it's kind of what you don't have more than what you do have.
But what if you had less than 6 points?
Then you pass.
If you're passing, but you don't have support for your partner's card, I guess you're just assuming you're going to lose that hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the deal. If your partner opened and you don't even have 5 points, who has the points? Let's say your partner just has 13 points and you've got 3 points.
Yeah. So you're going to lose anyway.
Yeah, you don't want to go any higher, because if they have 13 and you've got 3, that's 16 points. The opponents have 24 points. The opponents have a game. So best you get out of it. Because anything you say to rescue your partner, because I've seen this many, many times, partner opens 1 heart and you have no hearts and you've got 3 points. You've got a king and some other suit. And maybe you have like 6 diamonds with the king and you think, oh gosh, just don't want to leave my partner in hearts. Maybe they've got diamonds. But if you answer them, you're telling them that you've got more points. So you know it's going to be a disaster if the opponents let them play at 1 heart. They're probably going to go down, but the opponents probably missed some positive thing they could have done. So, if you don't have points, just stop. There's no place to go. Now, remember, your partner might not have 13 points. He might have 20 points. In that case, your 3 points might be kind of valuable, but you're not going to be able to find that out if you only have 3 points. Okay, so we've said that, especially if you have 13 points or more, or if you don't fit with partner, you're going to bid something new. And so that requires partner to bid again. If you made one of these bids that limits your hand, if you did a single raise of your partner's suit or a double raise of your partner's suit, that limits your hand to 6 to 10 or 11 or 12. Or if you bid 1 no trump, that limits your hand to 6 to 9 points. When it goes back to your partner does not have to bid again. They can pass. They can just leave you there. If you have already limited your hand, they now have enough information to know where they belong. Okay? You described your hand. They're now the ones in charge. He who knows goes in bridge. And so the one who knows first what the limits are of the hand decides what level. So they can pass if you have told them the level you have. But when you have made a non-limiting bid, which is any new suit by a responder, your hand is wide open. It could be 6 up to whatever, or if you've bid at the 2 level, it's 10 up to whatever. Then partner must bid again. And what partner must bid is, depending on how big their hand is, they opened somewhere between 13 and 21. So we kind of divide that into three categories. 13 to 15 is a minimum hand. 16 to 18 is medium hand. And 19 to 21 is a maximum hand, a big hand. If partner has the minimum hand, the way to show that minimum hand is to rebid your suit, raise partner's suit, or bid the lowest no trump that you can bid. So if it's gone one heart, one spade, one no trump, that would be the lowest no trump you could bid. But if it's gone one spade, two diamonds, two no trump is the lowest no trump you can bid. So when you bid that, whatever level you're at, you bid no trump, that's a cutoff saying, I don't have extra, partner. Now, partner can decide to go on, but you've now described your hand. If you've got a little bit more, you can bid a new suit or jump in your suit or your partner's suit. So that would be like one spade, two diamonds, three spades. I've jumped in my suit. Or I could bid a new suit. Now, it's kind of confusing because you can bid a new suit at the one level, or when you've got this medium hand, you could also bid a new suit. You either bid a new suit or jump. So notice that a new suit by the opener is either 13 to 15 or 16 to 18. So it's one of those two. A new suit is basically a range of 13 to 18. So a new suit by the opener does not limit his hand at all. We're still not sure how high. Still not sure how high. So that's ambiguous. We aren't sure where we belong there. We're going to need more bidding to figure out. The last category is 19 to 21. I don't want to talk about this one a lot because we don't have to do this jump shift. A jump shift is where I've started one spade. The bid was two diamonds, my partner. I bid three hearts. I've jumped up a level and gone to a new suit. That is a jump shift. I've shifted suits. I've jumped up a level. That shows a very big hand, 19 to 21 points. We don't do that too often in this class because that is usually a slam going hand. Might not be, but it usually is. So that's why we don't deal with that too much in this class. So usually your hands in this class, you'll have one of these two levels, or you'll know enough to go to game. You only need to show your partner these levels if you don't know where you belong, if partner has made an open-ended bid. So that's when you do this. If partner has not limited their hand, that's when you have to do this. Okay? All right, now we've just spent half the time talking about something we talked about last week, right? The major suit openings. And what really we're studying this week is minor suit openings, but you have to have a really good knowledge of these major suit openings because they kind of bleed over into theories and information that we need for doing the minor suit level. So let's look then at minor suit openings. Minor suit openings. And we handed this out at class and I sent it to you as an attachment to the reminder that I sent you about an hour ago or hour and a half ago now on our Zoom meeting. So if partner has opened one of a major, has opened one no trump, that's one thing. If they have opened, their second priority is to open one of a major, showing 5. And then the third priority is to open one of a minor. So if we are opening a minor suit, that is our last choice of what to open. And what it promises is somewhere between 13 and 21 points. And at least a 3-card suit. At least a 3-card suit in whatever you're bidding, and no 5-card major. Because if we had a 5-card major, we would have bid that to open. If you have equal length minor suits, if you have 2 4-card diamonds, you will bid diamonds. If you have 2 3-card minor suits, you bid clubs. If you have 2 5-card minor suits, you bid the higher one, diamonds. So really, the only one you need to remember is that if you only have 3 cards in clubs and diamonds, you bid clubs first. If we follow these rules, that means that anytime you open a diamond, 96% to be exact of the time that you open one diamond, you have at least 4 diamonds. So if your partner, if you open a diamond, your partner opens a diamond, you can be pretty sure they've got 4 in the suit. But if they open a club, they could very well just have 3 in the suit. They might have more, but don't count them for very many in the suit at all. If they open a diamond, they probably have at least 4. They may have more. So that's, if you have to open one of a minor, that's the situation that you're in.
This is probably a stupid question, but
I'm
what
sorry.
do you do if you're the one who's supposed to open, but you don't have 13 to 21 points? What you have to open with something? What do you do?
You can't be required to open with something unless you have 13 points.
So, but if you're the first one to go, you just say pass?
That's right. Yeah, exactly right.
Oh.
We only,
Oh, okay. So
we
so
only
then
open the
someone
bidding
else
if we have
becomes the opener.
Yeah, sometimes it goes pass, 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 pass. Sometimes nobody has an opening hand. That doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. That probably
So
happens.
what do? Just reshuffle? You just don't
No,
play a game and you reshuffle?
in duplicate bridge, we're playing a hand and it goes to the next people to bid. If you're just playing regular bridge, yeah, you just shuffle and go again. If you're playing duplicate bridge, where the hands get passed from table to table and everybody plays them and you see how well you do against what other people do, then everybody does that, because some people might choose to open a thing that you wouldn't open. They might have 11 or 12 points and decide to open. There's some rules that you'll learn as we go along, that if you're in the 3rd position, you can open with 10 points. Somebody might choose to do that. So, people make different decisions. So if a hand is actually what we call a pass out hand, which usually means everybody has about 10 points, because if somebody has not many points at all, somebody else has got more points. So it's usually everybody's got about 10 points. Most times that hand will just go from table to table and everybody will pass it out. Sometimes somebody might sneak a bit in there, and sometimes that's good and sometimes that's bad. So,
Okay, thank you.
So anyway, yes, it's only if you have an opening hand when the bidding comes to you that you make the first bid, the opening bid. Okay, so you have opened one diamond or one club. That's what we're talking about now, one diamond or one club. So if partner has bid one of a major, your first priority, remember our first priority when it was opening a major, raise that major suit if you can. Go there right away. If your partner has opened a club or a diamond, your first thing is to find a major suit. Don't raise their suit. Bid a major suit if you have it. And for this purpose, we only have to have 4 to bid the major suit, because we're not opening it, we're responding with the major suit. So we only have to have 4. If you can't bid the major suit, your second priority is to bid the appropriate level of no trump. And we'll talk about that in just a minute. And if you can't do that, your last priority is to support or raise your partner's suit. So it's kind of on its head for what we're going to do. Okay, so bidding one heart or one spade. That's what our first priority is. If partners open a minor suit, we want to be able to bid a heart or a spade. If you do that at the one level, they've bid one club or one diamond. You're going to say one heart or one spade. That promises 6 points overall, at least up 6 plus, 4 cards in the suit. The same principle we've been talking about with 2 4-card suits. You bid the lower one first up the line. With 2 5-card suits, you bid the higher one first. So if you have 2 5-card majors, you would bid spades first. If you have 2 4-card majors, you would bid hearts first. If you don't have a 4-card major, then you want to bid no trump if your hand is pretty balanced. Okay. Now, the one no trump bid, your hand may not be balanced, because with a one no trump bid, remember, that's that kind of catch-all bid. It's just where I can't bid anything else. So it might be that you have kind of a balanced hand and 6 to 9 or 10 points. But it also could be you have a wildly unbalanced hand. You've got a lot of clubs or diamonds, but you just don't have enough points to go to the 2 level. So the one no trump hand, we can't really say it's balanced. It just means 6 to 10 points. I can't bid anything at the 2 level, and I don't have support for I don't have a major suit. These other 2 bids, 2 no trump or 3 no trump, do require the hand to be kind of balanced, because you are choosing to bid no trump rather than raising your opponent's minor suit. We want to do that if we can, but to do that, we need to be pretty balanced. We need to have cards in all the suits so that the opponent shouldn't be able to go too far with cashing in another suit without us being able to stop it. So pretty balanced hand. 2 no trump is 11 or 12 points. If you go to 3 no trump, remember, that's game. Partner has opened promising 13. He's opened like 1 diamond. We say 3 no trump. We've got at least 13 points and a balanced hand. Cards in the clubs, hearts, and spades suit, at least 3 cards in each of those suits. If we had 4 cards and hearts or diamonds, we would have bid hearts or spades. We would have bid that first. So it kind of denies 4-card major, but it gives a pretty balanced hand otherwise. Question?
Why is it that it would need to be a balanced hand if it's no trump? Like, let's say, for the sake of the argument, that I had 4 in a row, a partner bid 1 club, and I had the ace, king, queen, jack of diamonds. Why not? And some other ace. Why not bid 2 or 3 no trump, even though it's not balanced? I mean, if it's no trump, I would win all those tricks anyway, wouldn't I?
Yeah, but that's just 4 tricks. The ace, king, queen, jack of diamonds, that's good. That's good to have that. I'm not saying that, but it's just 4 tricks. And at no trump, if you don't have hearts or spades stopped, that means you can keep them from cashing all of their hearts or spades. You wind up with having only those 4 diamonds, or not even getting those 4 diamonds, because remember, they get to lead. The opponents get to lead first. And if one of the opponents has the king, queen, jack, 10, 9, 8, 7 of hearts, he's going to lead the king of hearts. And if his partner has the ace, you've got no stoppers in hearts. He's going to get 5 or 6 hearts.
Wouldn't they then have just bid some high level of hearts at that point? I mean, they wouldn't keep it no trump, right?
Well, they might or might not. If they see you getting in trouble in no trump, they may keep their mouth shut. It depends on how many points they have. And also, this is competitive bidding, which we're going to talk in the second half. So I don't want to get too far down the road into talking about that. Just believe me when I tell you that if you do not have high cards, a high card in a suit, and you bid no trump, you can wind up losing a lot of tricks. A lot of
Okay.
tricks. That's why no trump, although we love bidding one no trump as our first opening bid because it describes our hand, we like winding up in hearts or spades, not no trump, because no trump is dangerous. Okay. Okay, then raising opener suit. This is our last choice. This is if we don't have a 4-card major to bid. We can't bid no trump because we're too unbalanced. We've got a suit just open. So if we're going to raise partner suit, because we can't do these others, partners open to club or diamond, and we do have some clubs or diamonds, you need to remember, first of all, that when you are raising partner's minor suit, partner has only promised 4 probably in the case of diamonds, 3 possibly in the case of clubs. So you need to have more than usual. You need to have 4 or 5 clubs or diamonds to be thinking about raising them. You need to have at least 4 cards, and in clubs, I would say at least 5 cards. But you do get to revalue your hand, just like we did when we were supporting our partner's suit in hearts or spades. And it's the same idea, a single raise, same as raising a major suit, a single raise, 1 diamond, 2 diamonds is 6 to 10 points, and a double raise, 1 of a minor, 3 of a minor, 1 diamond, 3 diamonds is 11 or 12 points. If you have 13 points, it says you can go to game, but that's a little risky because if you only have 13, if your partner only has 13, that is short of a game in clubs or diamonds. Game in clubs or diamonds on our bidding ladder over here requires 29 points because we have to go to the 5 level. So while a game and no trump and hearts or spades is 13 and 13, 26, you really need a little bit more if you are talking about a minor suit game and looking there. So it's very rare that you would go to game because you can't really be sure. You could do a double jump. You could do something else. You could bid a new suit and then jump. You could do something, but usually you don't just go to game. If you have 16 or 17 points, then yes, you can. Then, if we have not limited our hand, so we haven't bid one of the no trumps, because look, these no trumps all limit your hand exactly, right? Exact range of your no trumps. Or if you have raised partners suit, you have limited your hand. But if you have done anything else, if you have bid any other new suit, you have not limited your hand, in which case your partner has to say more about their hand. And the same thing is true here that we just discussed about rebidding after a major suit. You show your part, if you have to bid again, you show what level, weak or minimum, medium, maximum you have in the opener hand. And the minimum is rebid your suit, raise partner suit, or bid the lowest no trump, or you can bid a new suit. If it's the 16 to 18 point medium level, jump in your partner's suit or your suit or bid a new suit. And if you've got this maximum one, it could be a jump shift. Okay, questions on any of this? Let's look at some examples.
Sorry, Sally, I do have a question.
That's okay, go.
I just want to understand the rationale at the top of the sheet. If you're bidding your one in a minor suit and you've got 3 of that suit, or you've got two of the minor suits have 3, and you're bidding clubs because that's the lower valued suit. Are you doing that because you want, why do that?
Well, remember our first choice is to bid the longer minor suit. Okay.
Right.
That's our first choice. So only if we have equal numbers of clubs and diamonds do we have to make this choice. And
Understood.
so if we bid diamonds, if it's 4-4, we can bid diamonds. If it's 3-3, we bid clubs. It's to help partner get an idea that we not to take that seriously. Okay, so an opening bid of one club could mean practically nothing. It could mean as few as 3 cards in the suit. Once you're down to this point, you don't have a no trump hand, you don't have a 5-card major, you're having to bid a minor suit. You've got to figure if it's one suit's longer than the other, great, bid that. But if you have equal links, you want to give some preference or some information to partner. And so you do that by bidding 4-4 diamonds. But
Okay,
if
but
you
here's
have
a question.
any of the above, then you bid clubs. It's just a way to put clubs like at the very bottom of the totem pole.
I understand that sort of, except that, like if I have 5 clubs in this
Yes.
scenario, I would also bid 1 club, right?
That's right. That's true. That's why you cannot, if partner has opened 1 club, usually it's not a serious club suit. It's just they had to bid that because we have all these other priorities. But occasionally it is a club suit. So you have to wait for partner's second bid to find out. You will,
Okay,
because you were going to
so
bid anything else except raising those clubs. That's your last priority. So mostly something else happens. Then if that was a serious club suit, rebid them, jump, or do whatever you need to do if that was actually a real club suit.
okay, but let's say for the sake of the argument, like my partner bids 1 club, and then my response, I'm in the raising opener suit response mode, and I've got 4 clubs.
Mhm.
So I raise, I now say 2 clubs, except we only have 7. We only have 7 clubs
And
because
that can be, but you need to think about how often that scenario actually comes up. Because first, there is more chance that if he has open clubs, he can have not just 3, he could have more. So you're okay there. The second thing is you are hardly ever in the situation where you decide your only choice is to raise clubs with just 4.
Okay, got
Because
it,
there's all
right.
these other options. So you have to have really bad luck
Okay.
for that to happen. But it can happen, and it's a concern. You're exactly right. But it just doesn't happen that often. Usually things work themselves out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so let's look. I'm going to be on page 96, I think, in our course book. And these are the major suit openings and responses. But because, as you, I think, are seeing now kind of the relationship between the major suits and the minor suits, I think these major suit responses help us get in mind what we should be bidding. So I'm on page 96 in the middle of the page, and I'm looking at example D. If everybody has their book handy and we can look at this. In example D, partner has opened 1 heart and it's my turn to bid. On D, I just got a queen and a jack. I've only got 3 points. I do have support for partner. I do have 3 of his suit, but I don't have enough to bid. I just pass. Example E there. Here, I've got 7 high card points, 2 kings and a jack. I do have support for partner's hearts. I've got 3 hearts, partner opened hearts. So I get to add extra dummy points because I just have a doubleton in spades. I have 2 spades, so I get to add 1 point for that. I've got 8 points on E. I've got support, 8 points. In that range, I do 1 raise. So 1 heart, 2 hearts. That's the bid for E. F. On F, I've got 2 aces and a queen. That's 8, 9, 10 high card points. Plus, I've got support for partner again. I've got 4 this time, not just 3, 4, even better. And I also have a doubleton spade. So I get to add 1 extra for that. So now I have 11 points. So I'm in that medium category, that limit raise category, 11 or 12. So I'm going to bid 3 hearts. Partner bid 1 heart. I bid 3 hearts. So that's called the limit raise. Now look at G. This situation, I've got 10 high card points, plus I've got support for partner, and this time I've got 5 card support. We've got 10 trump between us. This is very good. We'll like to see this. And I have a singleton. I have just 1 diamond. So I get to add 3 extra points for having 1 diamond. So the 10 high card points I've got plus 3 for that singleton diamond, my hand values to 13 points. Partner opened 1 heart. I've got 13 points in support for hearts. I know we can play at 4 hearts. I know right now we are not going to stop before we get to 4 hearts. But I don't just jump to 4 hearts because that would be a weak hand. So instead, I bid a new suit. And the suit that I would bid is my best other suit. In this case, on G, it's clubs. So I would bid 2 clubs there. 2 clubs.
So Sally, why does the book tell us 4 hearts though?
Oh, sorry, I forgot. This is one that they did that. Remember, I mentioned that in this book, they don't talk about the weak freak bid.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And that's why we can't do it, because in our world, in the book's world, you can do it. In our world, we've kind of expanded beyond the book and we've added this extra bid that means a weak hand. So we won't do it. And actually, Audrey Grant, when she's playing in real life, doesn't do it either. So
Okay.
everybody plays this weak freak. That's why I add it back in, because everybody plays that. They don't just jump to game. She tries to keep things at a very simple level in the book. And I think for the most part, that's exactly right. But there are a few things that just everybody does, and there'll be misunderstandings if you don't start playing from the beginning, those few things. That's why I don't do no trump the way she does it. I do no trump the way everybody plays it. That's why we put it till the end of this first part. Okay, but anyway, good point. Yes, she says you can jump to game. In our world, we say 2 clubs. On H, we do not have support for partner. Uh-oh, we've only got 2. Partners promised 5, but 2 is not support. So we've got 6, 7, 8 high card points. We don't have any extra for length. We can't add anything for shortness because that's in partner suit, so that can't go. So we've got 8 points. We want to bid something because we don't pass an opening bid. If we've got 6 points, we bid something. Find something to bid. And it's easy here. What we're going to bid is 1 spade. Because if we can't support partner's major suit, we'd like to bid a major suit of our own. So we bid 1 spade. Let's jump down to the bottom of the page, M, which is on that last line. On that one, we again do not have support for partner suit. We've got 7 high card points, the queen, the king, the jack, and another jack, that's 7. Plus we've got 2 for length in diamonds. So that hand values to 9 points. So we have to bid something, and we like those diamonds a lot, right? That's 6 diamonds, that's good. But if we tried to bid 2 diamonds, that would promise 10 points, and we don't have 10 points. We don't have 10 points. So we want to tell partner we've got some points. We want to bid something. So we bid 1 no trump. Now that is not a no trump looking hand, is it? We've got a singleton and hearts, we've got a long diamond suit. Usually when you have a long suit, that's not a no trumpy kind of hand, but that one no trump bid just says partner, I don't have anything else to bid. Okay, any questions on where we are? What we're going to do in class on Wednesday is going to be, we are going to put this all together. I have a handout that we'll get on Wednesday that puts all of this together on one sheet of paper. Okay, so that it kind of combines the major suit and minor suit openings, because as you can see, they're fitting together. It's if you do one thing, you're denying another thing. If you do this, then you have to do that thing instead. So we'll put all that on one piece of paper and go over that. And then we're going to spend most of the time playing hands, because you have not gotten to play a lot of hands yet. And first of all, playing hands is fun. That's why we play bridge. We like to play the game. So you need to have time to do that. And also, a lot of these concepts start coming together when you actually have to think about what's in front of you, the actual decision that you make, instead of all the possibilities of what could happen with the hand. Once you start dealing with what actually is in front of you, a lot of this stuff starts coming together. So that's what we will be doing on this coming Wednesday. Any questions before we wrap it up? All right, guys, then that's it for today.
Sally, can you
Yes.
remind me if we want to practice where we should go and how we do that?
Yes, if you want to practice, you need to go to bridgebase.com. We call it BBO, Bridge Base Online is how we refer to it. The actual title is bridgebase.com. You can go there. You can just try playing hands. There are some hands that you can play just on the top screen before you even actually register to enter into the website, where you can just play. It gives you a lot of options.
Okay.
Or you can actually register and give yourself a name and go in and register. There's a lot of free things you can do inside. There are a lot of games you can pay for too. You can play with robots. You can meet other people and play. You can play with other people online. I would not recommend doing that yet until you have played some more. And frankly, I don't like playing with people I don't know online, because most of them are super nice and I love them, but you run into the few that are not nice. And there's the anonymity of being on a website like that, or any website, as you know from life. People say ridiculous things when they aren't facing you face to face. They just say stupid things online. So I'm probably prejudiced about this. So you could talk to a lot of other people that love playing with strangers online, but I don't. So
Okay.
anyway, but you can, or you can meet your friends, meet other people in the class to play online, or play with robots online. The only problem with the robots is they bid a little bit differently than what we're bidding now. BBO is getting ready to introduce a different class of robots where you can choose what they play. And one of the options you'll be able to choose is what we play. But that's not available now unless you pay extra money for those. So, you might want to wait a while to do that.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet. All right, guys. So we'll see you Wednesday.
Thank you.